Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today, we're talking about the power of change. See, a lot of people underestimate the power of change that happens in their life. In fact, it is this underestimation that causes people to not even bother to change. Sometimes they're such in a hurry to change that they don't see the progress they've made over time. I was reading a book that spoke to me about the compound effect. What that simply means is when you do something small and you do those small things over time, it becomes big. It's almost like a snowball effect. When a little ball of snow rolls down a hill, it not only picks up speed, but it becomes bigger. That's how change is. And once you understand the power of change, you will harness it much better in your life. I want to talk about the power of change in 4 different aspects of your life. Let's talk about the change that happens within you. See, this is the change you experience in your character, in your thinking, in your perspectives, the way you see things. It's sort of like when water flows over a rock. Over time, the rock becomes smooth. That's how change takes place in your life. You may not be the person you want to be right now, but you're definitely not the person you used to be. You see, the goal is to work at becoming who you need to be. And if you do it deliberately and intentionally, you become the person you want to be. So don't underestimate the changes that happen within you. Change in your life not only affects you, but it affects other people positively or negatively. Let's talk about change that happens to you. This is the change in circumstances. This is the change when people around you move, when people around you treat you differently. Sometimes life is smooth, sometimes life is hard. Think about life like the changes of the seasons. Think about the body. Think you start off small, you become bigger. It is the changes that happen to you that make the biggest difference. Think about 2020. So many changes have happened this year. Those are the changes that are happening to you. They're more powerful than you think. Let's talk about the change that happens around you. Okay, this is now the change that goes beyond your comfort zone or your sphere of influence. This is more broad. I'm talking about the economy. I'm talking about politics. Thinking about global events and issues that impact you directly or indirectly. These changes do affect you. Think about your job. Think about your studies. There are students who can't go to school right now. There are employees who are working from home. Those are the changes that happen around you. And then finally, I want to talk about the power of change that happens through you. You and I can become agents of change. There's a beautiful Mother Teresa quote that I think sums this idea up perfectly. According to one source, she said, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples." You see, whenever you change and whenever you start to impact change in other people, it's like throwing a stone on the river. It's one stone, but the ripples it creates compound, and change is a powerful thing. How is all of this possible? The Word of God gives us an idea. Romans chapter 12 verse 2 says, "Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person." How? By changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God and you'll know His will, which is good and pleasing and perfect. So, if you go around telling people you want to change the world, guess what? The power of change begins in you. God bless you and experience the power of change in your life.